And we are live. Welcome back.
Yo, yo.
We are here with the Fake Problems Podcast. Seems like it's been a while, but we just have so many episodes banked that we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to start off with?
I want to start with Penisgate.
What is this, a PowerPoint presentation at school?
I'd like to tell you all about Penisgate.
This is what it is. All right, what's Penisgate?
Right.
This relates to the Olympics, right?
Yeah, we're in the middle of the Winter Olympics. There was a scandal we're calling Penisgate, which we just throw gate after everything. Everyone knows that.
It makes it so much more serious. The weight added to gate.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, too.
It's all just because of Watergate, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there's no meaning to the suffix gate. We just throw it on there to make it sound like a scandal.
It's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's
pretty crazy.
It works. Anyway.
It does. All right. So, you know the event with the long ski jumpers?
Yes.
They just go down a huge hill, try to fly. They look like a flying squirrel.
Doing it, right?
That was a different event, I think. But regardless, yeah, you fucking idiot. So they basically jump and they like hold their skis flat. They have this very specific position for aerodynamics to get as much distance as possible.
Yes.
So when you do that, if you have any extra fabric on your suit, it can give you more lift. Like it's like think of having wings. Like
like a squirrel suit.
If you had like extra, between your arm or between your legs.
I think I know where this is going.
I don't know.
Well, can I take a guess?
Yeah, actually, do.
I think because of the penis gate that someone when they got the suit made had it like they had a prop made it bigger so then there could be more fabric or something.
You're close.
Okay,
you're pretty close. So yeah, when you get fitted for those suits, it's like the strictest suit fitting in all of the events because of that.
Yeah.
So they literally take a 3D scan of you in I think you're in like spandex or something.
Okay.
So people are injecting their penises with hyaluronic acid, which I don't know what that means.
Acid
you might.
Just sounds, penis and acid.
Right. Of all the materials.
Anything else.
Right. Put like fucking Nutella in there or something.
Yeah, neutrals in the beginning, kind of.
yes.
Not a base, not acidic.
Right.
We're going with Nutella.
Which, I can't even comprehend. But they're injecting their dicks so they get bigger for the fitting. So they get more fabric on their suit, and then by the time they have the event, their dick has shrunken back to size. And then when they fly, they get a little like fabric between their crotch.
I see.
Gives them extra lift. Can add like 10 feet to your jump.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So wait, how is this because someone found out? Like, how did this come about?
I don't know that part.
It's like the most important part.
I know. I don't know who did it or who allegedly did it.
There's just some Reddit thread where some guy's like, did you know that they're injecting acid
Someone's
in their
doing
penises?
It, man. I believe it fully without doing more research.
I mean, I have also heard the penis gate word, so I assume that someone did something in the Olympics related to it. But man, I mean,
the hyaluronic acid is so specific.
Yeah,
I feel like it must have happened. But my other thought is, why don't you just get like quarter chub going into the fitting?
It's not big enough.
Like dicks already grow naturally.
A giant hog.
Yeah,
you need acid to inflate your cock.
I guess.
No, I mean, talk about dedication. If you're willing to put acid in your penis, I go, sorry, then they can do that.
Yeah, you should get a medal.
Yeah.
Just give them one.
As you're putting acid in your penis, they hand you a gold medal, and they go,
you demonstrated commitment.
Dude, I mean, think about injecting your genitals with anything. Putting a needle on your... voluntarily so.
That sounds so horrible.
God, and also for like... Well, I guess the context around an Olympian is like, you've trained for this all your life, and this is all that matters, and then...
I will do anything.
So, like, your penis really is just like a byproduct of your existence. But I totally thought this penis gate thing was going to be related to some of the fucking going on, which is, the classic fucking stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, someone's penis was crazy, or someone did something crazy with a penis.
Yeah.
But it's just people trying to make their Olympic gains better with a penis thing. Which, I mean, again, I feel like this falls into the bucket of we need to remove all of the regulation stuff from all sports and just go, you can use as many steroids
Everything's
as you want.
allowed.
Whatever you can figure out to make this a better sport and you do better, do it.
Didn't some billionaire try to make that? Like full
like
steroids
a
Olympics?
Sport league?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that'd be
I
awesome.
thought like Peter Thiel did that or something.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, what surprised me?
Right.
I mean, I don't get why no one's done that. Maybe because the current leagues just kind of have a monopoly on the space. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's a good idea to outlaw steroids.
You think it's a good idea to outlaw steroids?
Yeah, from sports, yeah.
Why?
Because it's bad for you. And it's cheating.
You can make the argument that it's bad for you to get hit in the head 80,000 times as a lineman.
True, yeah.
That's where I'm like, I think if people are willing to do it, I think maybe we have protections for kids. Like you can't have like fucking below 18 sports leagues, high school, pee-wee. Like you can't have them. You can't encourage steroid use. But I say after 18, fucking juice them. Just get them as strong. I mean, look at Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire. Just like the caliber of sport that happens on steroids becomes insane.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I mean,
but then you get like, if everyone's on steroids, no one's on steroids. It'll just even out. Like if everyone starts taking roids, you can hit the ball further. Great, you back the fences up.
Right, but I think we'd see the capability of humans be pushed. You see people like dunking from like the fucking half court or some shit, or like people hitting baseballs.
That would break the game. They would have the game is interesting enough. Like you have to.
I don't know. I would counter with Mark McGwire and the Barry Bonds were like the testament to how it wasn't interesting enough.
Because they were playing against children compared to them. That's why they were awesome.
Hey, fair point. I think that's fair. I think also if we were, say tomorrow we did this and it's like, okay, I don't think the infrastructure of what we have for sports could handle it. Like stadiums wouldn't be big enough. Like
every backboard would break with every dunk.
Literally, there would just be like a sunken cost around like everything that supports basketball, baseball, wrestling. Well, I guess wrestling is not a fucking mad, but injuries would increase. I think it would just be interesting. We should just need to do maybe a small version of this just to see how it goes.
I'm down to
I'm
experiments.
all about trying. Yeah, just try it. See if people are like, this either sucks because everyone's so strong and it levels out, or if people are like, wow, these are some fucking freaks and I love it. Because we're America, man. We love freaks. We're all about the freaks.
That's a decent point. We do love freaks. I mean,
dude, think about how about this. I'm gonna keep poking.
Oh, that coffee's hitting you, dude.
Oh, it is. Think about Michael Jordan and the margin between him and like a Scottie Pippen or someone who's so elite, and think about how much praise Michael Jordan has as like this small margin. And I guess I'm already hearing the counter to this kind of like, if everyone has steroids, the margins like that still exist.
It's the classic syndrome quote from The Incredibles.
Hit me with it.
If everyone's super.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody is.
Fuck. Incredibles did it.
Yeah. Movie's so fucking good.
Dude, really enough, I saw some short clip from the first one, the scene where he's like getting back in shape when he gets it's like, and it's that music was like dun 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 dun. It's like Big City Walk, and he's like pulling the trains and shit like that. So good.
The music is amazing.
It's so good. I'm sitting there like, holy fuck, like
that era of Pixar was just insane.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're biased because the childhood aspect.
Heavy nostalgia.
But it is like The Incredibles alone. I just remember being blown the fuck away.
My balls were blown off.
Dude, oh my God.
The thing is, my dad said the same thing. He was like, that was amazing.
Yeah, dude.
I remember him.
Well, I have to imagine, because like, I feel like we live in an era now where the animation hasn't changed drastically from like an Incredibles. Like there might be a little bit better enhancements.
Yeah, I feel like Pixar hit like a critical breakthrough.
And like, our dads, before that was like cartoons.
Yeah.
And that was like fully simulated movie.
Yeah.
Which had, I guess they had like, maybe like Toy Story was similar to that though too, where it's like, holy shit.
Right.
They're like, what is this?
See, I kind of wish I appreciated that. Like if I was a little older to be like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Like we
3D animation
of like design, like a giant jump of like hand-drawn art to like computers generating images.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have so many things where I'm like, yeah, everything's just fine. Like we have the most advanced shit.
We're so unimpressed now.
Yeah. Like before this, telling you that I have like 5 things running to build 5 different apps, and I'm doing nothing. I'm like, yeah, it's all fucking bullshit.
It's whatever.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the latest iteration of was it Gemini? It got a lot of like hype around. People were building video games with like one-line prompts, being like, "Hey, go build me like a fucking Doom clone," which is a low-level one. And then I think like the next iteration, they're like, "Build me this N64 game," and it could just do all of the code.
I feel like N64 is probably child's play.
Well, Doom would be lower.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Like PC stuff. It was like one of the first fucking like 2-bit or 8-bit video games.
Sure.
So like N64 is the 3-dimensional.
Gotcha.
But it's like, point being, people are like, go build me Zelda.
Yeah, you could make fucking space aliens, no problem.
Yeah, and they're fucking doing that. So like we're gonna have eventually a version of this where like you're like, do you have an idea for a video game? And you go, yeah, make a video game like this. And then overnight you just have a video game.
But that's cool though, because then you can put more into the story. Like that'll be the valuable part, right?
Well, dude, it is. I mean, not to bring it back to economics and everything, but you just now increase the pool of competition where if everyone can make a video game and everyone's ideas have the capability of becoming a video game, and everyone who's a video gamer who doesn't have programming skills, who's played video games their entire life, can be like, oh, here's all the good stuff.
Yeah.
You just have a giant pool of people being like, this is the best.
Right.
It's fucking rules.
Which that's my optimism with AI. I think just reducing friction of things like that, like maybe software engineers will lose jobs, or
just going to a dark place in my head of like, oh fuck.
But like technical people, I don't know. But like that leaves space for so much more art, like the human stuff.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
And not to harp on this idea, but the innovation historically has always been like that, where like people see it immediately as this, oh no, all these people are going to lose their jobs. And the people who usually lose their jobs aren't willing to just kind of increase their skill set, which is already in the market they're in. So one can make the argument they're in the best spot to make a jump. You could probably find an industry where that's not true, but we're taking software for the example of if AI is the thing going to take your job, the next iteration of this is using how to use AI and having software engineering principles, at your tool belt, which we're in the ideal spot for that because we're software engineers.
Yeah.
So it's just that next thing where I think it's just gonna be this giant boom of creativity, and with all that creativity comes wealth generation, which people forget about that part of like, you hear all these fucking tech billionaire guys who run these companies be like, well, no one's gonna have jobs and we're gonna have, what is it? Because there's UBI and they call it like, not universal like ideal income, like people making at a universal level, the base is everyone's making $200,000. And like I think they're trying to sell AI, so they're like exaggerating these claims.
Yeah.
But I think the idea has a kernel of truth in that the wealth that comes from this stuff, where everyone can create things that everyone wants, is unreal. It's unlike anything else. Not to sound like the AI hype guy. Nothing's ever been like this. But it's just everyone can now do a job that typically would take 7 years of learning on the back end of something.
Yeah.
And they can just be like, oh, I want to do this. And then someone's willing to buy it. And that's just it.
Yeah.
So. Nice.
Fucking rock.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm super biased at this point because I've just used it for so many things. And I don't know how your company's been doing, but like mine has moved in the total direction of, if you're not using AI, you're falling behind. At the company. Like I am, and this is tooting my own horn, I am blowing away people at the company because I built internal websites, client-facing websites, all these separate tools, which requires front-end experience and all these things I didn't have. I'm building software that we'd have to like have a team on for 6 months and outsource some stuff for design. Yeah. And people are like, "What the fuck?" It's just because they're not using the AI, and I am. And they're like,
I know.
And people are still choosing not to like use it. I'm like, right. Okay, dude. Well,
dude, we're, like you said, I think we're in a great spot because we have enough experience where we've been in it for a little bit. We know it.
Yeah.
But we're young enough to where we're not going to be like stuck in our ways, Dude. So I've seen people who are like very, very bright, experienced people.
Yeah.
Not buying in yet.
Dude,
and it's like the gap is closing.
I know, dude. And I need to even double down on what you just said because I was literally talking to my boss about how ideal the situation is that we have, where you got the fundamentals of how a computer works and how to build software. Yeah. And so you
can check it.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're like most people coming into this where AI is the thing that people are using are not getting that. So it's like ideally you have both, and most people are not going to have both because it's going to be. And maybe at a certain point it doesn't matter, but I think it's equivalent to like what a low-level language is, like C, versus Python, where
Yeah.
I don't know how to code in C. I could,
Yeah.
but
Or assembly, but who cares, right?
There's no point. There's no worth of me going and learning C at this point because most are higher level languages, and so it would be working backwards unless I went to like the banking industry that uses like COBOL or something.
Yeah.
But that's the small market.
Right.
So I think at a certain point AI will become that. But right now, in the next decade, we're like the dudes. It's like the market's like, who has the experience? Oh fuck. Turn it off! Well, don't worry, AI will censor that. It'll be great.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Wait, let me hold on. Let me put a bow on this.
Please.
I just found an article. Top plastic surgeon says he injected ski jumper last month.
Okay, so there's a guy.
I think that's where it came from. He's like, yeah, I'm blowing up the dicks.
I'm the guy.
I'm inflating all of them.
Do you ever wonder what the incentive is for that guy to do that?
A plastic surgeon renowned for penis enlarging procedures.
Huh. So, hold on. A couple things with this, which we might have to do follow-ups, because is the acid thing they're putting into their dick, does it, like, naturally dissolve? Or does
what I originally heard is it goes away.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of like Botox or all those cosmetic things. You get an injection and then it dissipates somehow, which I hate the thought of that too. Like Botox, you put stuff in there and then it's just gone.
Dude, you know
it's like, where's it going?
You know what the ingredient is in Botox? What that is?
I think I heard once, but I don't remember.
You know what botulism is?
No.
It's just like a food toxin. Like if you can get it in canned food where it'll get this bacteria, and it's called botulism, is like the stuff it creates, and it's extreme. It'll kill you if you eat it. That's what Botox is, because it causes paralysis of nerves. It's just botulism.
Oh, we got a use for this.
Yeah, it literally sounds like you probably put it in our fucking face. It's just botulism.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's crazy.
Weirdly enough, and I mean the chance of this girl listening to this, but dated a girl a long time ago when I was maybe 20. But you know what hyperhidrosis is?
Too much hydration?
Well, too much. It's people sweat extremely, but you got it fucking down essentially. It's
I know
too much
words.
Moisture. But the solve for that is to get Botox injected into your armpits, and it does stop.
Yeah, doesn't it have weird benefits that aren't like cosmetic?
Which I don't know what the consequences are, but it's causing paralysis of whatever you're injecting into, and your sweat is a nervous system relation thing. So because you inject it into your sweat glands, it paralyzes those tissues. But, and I might bleep this out, that was the only girl who was like an extreme squirter. Like I'm telling, dude, my friends growing up with me around then.
Wait, is this McGushin?
No. I never got with McGushin, who used to be Hyman. No. Wow, good fucking callback, man. That recall.
Our regular listeners will get that one.
Subscribers are gonna love that one. No, but it was one of these things that the people who grew up with me knew, because we would I'm talking like someone took a bucket of water and threw it on a bed. I'm not talking about like some exaggerated cum thing. It is literally like someone is taking a bucket or a hose and going like spraying down a bed. And so I think, and I've thought about this. I think the hyperhidrosis combined with the Botox is just making it come out somewhere else. Where like she's just having like a concentration of moisture in a different place, and that's how she's releasing it.
Oh, that's how she does it.
Dude. I never thought about that until I got older.
So Botox has all kinds of benefits for the ladies specifically.
It can make you a huge squirter. Yeah, dude. I mean, it was even so bad to the point where it put a strain on our relation. I dated this person for...
The squirting put a strain on your relationship?
Yeah, because we couldn't do anything without, like, ruining... Like, we couldn't, like, go to a party and have sex somewhere, because it would, like, ruin clothes and or a bed.
Yeah, the evidence will be there.
Yeah. I remember, dude, man, I'm probably have to cut all this. We're driving to Madison from Illinois, and this is such, like, a girl thing, dude. We're driving past a truck stop, and you know how, like... I don't want to say every girl, but like girls are like, oh, we should do it in some place. Like we're young, we're teenagers, and we're just like, let's go like fuck around. And I remember her going to say it, and then her realizing that if we did that, there would be evidence that she like squirted all over the place and started crying in my car. And now I had this conversation about like, no, it's okay. Like we can do it wherever. And she's like, no, I can't. Which understandable.
Who is this lady?
Dude, I'll tell you off. It's so
This
nuts.
is wild.
I mean, she's a wonderful person. Was nothing but
So
fantastic.
she cried out of sheer guilt that her bodily thing made you not be able to just hook up at a gas station.
Correct.
Okay.
Truck stop specific. Like I'm talking like, where a ton of semis are and like they have like showers there and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't want to sound sexist here, but it is the classic like a random thought passes and they just attach to it. So like if I had that thought, and again, maybe this is biased, or like a guy's like, oh, I can't do it over there. It's like, it doesn't ruin my day that we can't go fuck in a truck stop.
Yeah, wait, this doesn't sound like a girl thing either. Like that's wild.
I guess I'm just trying to like extrapolate it from how a thought like that can have an emotional weight.
Okay.
Where it can turn the entire, like we're having a good time in the car and then that happens and it's like, boom. That's what I'm kind of
I gotcha.
Yeah. Which
the example specifically is crazy to me.
Yes, this is an extreme
but
one.
I hear what you're saying about the shifts.
And I want to caveat with guys can do that too. I've had guy friends, but I have had more girlfriends who have like something can ruin the day that's unrelated to anything we're doing, has no like real weight on a situation.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what's wrong? They just tell me some insane thing.
Oh, I have been through that, brother.
Yeah. And then you try, which I'm going to sound like such a piece of shit. You try to give logic to the situation and it's met with just, you don't understand me or something. Like something that's just like, this is an emotional thing. You have to treat it as an emotional thing, not a practical
Yeah, the
thing.
classic like, just hear me. Don't try to fix it or whatever.
Dude. Funny enough,
but there's a line though where it's like, this is disrupting all of our plans for today.
Exactly. I saw a video this morning that was making fun of this exact thing where there's a guy sitting at a fucking kitchen table like eating breakfast and his girlfriend comes up, she's like, hey, I thought you were gonna like fix the sink when I told you about that. And he's like, listen, I hear you and I'm here for you and I support this and we're gonna get through this and then it just it's a never ending bit of like, he went the total other way of being totally non-practical. Everything is now I'm just here to listen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to help.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like the helping is, well, who knows? The helping usually helps
Tell me.
more. So many, I mean, over the course of my dating experience, so many just conversations you have sometimes, I'm blown away. I think about now and how like in the moment I'm wrapped up because I care about the person and you subtract the emotion from it and you're like older, you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was like pandering to this. Like, I should have been
what
like,
was I doing?
Yeah, it's like, holy.
Yeah.
But you're young, so
Right.
But anyway, all right, we put the bow on the penis skate. Oh, actually, I guess we kind of did it. I have questions.
Okay.
The plastic surgeon penis guy. Do you think he was sitting watching the Olympics and he just saw the guy that he'd been working on?
He's cheering for his athletes, like, come on.
Well, I thought maybe like he doesn't know who this guy is and then just sees him on the TV. He's like, hey, like why would he come out and say this after the fact?
Probably to get more customers.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess any
This guy
bad press
injects
is good press
penises.
kind
You
of
want the
thing.
penis gate guy? I got you.
He's great.
Yeah.
But that's yeah, fuck. Yeah, it's just such a weird. I always wonder around the guys who are coming out and saying this stuff of like, how do you know if they're telling the truth / why now? I guess it is, to your point, it could just be hype and notoriety around being the penis dude.
He said, I did in fact treat an athlete from that sport whose name and nationality I will obviously not disclose, nor whether he is participating in these Olympics. He's totally in the Olympics.
Yeah, what? Why else would we be talking about this now?
However, I can say that I treated him last month and I used a generous dose of hyaluronic acid.
Is that like a dig at how small his penis is?
Wait, I'm not reading it. Hyaluronic acid? I don't know. Still ends with acid.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
The ski jumper told him he was wanting the procedure to avoid embarrassment in the changing room after competition. That's a hilarious reason.
Huh.
I cannot say whether he told me the whole truth, But in any case, we did a good job and implanted more than generous dose. Is this a real article?
It's hilarious that it's just like ripping to the size of this guy's penis. Yeah. You're like, this guy had the smallest penis you've ever seen. We used all of the acid we had at the entire firm for this one guy's penis. It's just hitting me now that because of what you just described, that it goes away, that people who are doing this are going in their penises stabbed, like regularly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like non-ski jumpers, you mean?
Yeah.
Like,
people who are doing it for the penis enlargement are just doing it like Botox people, where they're going and they're getting treatments.
So crazy.
Oh, my God. What's wrong with this country?
All right. I think we covered that category.
Yeah, you put the bow on it. Let's see what I got here. But, oh, man. I mean, we can really get into the
bots.
Well, we can do bots are good. I just saw the lines about all the Minnesota stuff, and I was like, we haven't touched on any of that, and there's been so much.
Let's cover it quickly.
People died. It's whatever. I mean, let's keep going with funner stuff because it'll go down a dark path.
Sure.
Molt book for the audience is. I still don't even know how this is set up, but there was an interview from the guy who did it on Lex Fridman talking about how because he not only did he set up Moltbook, but he had a bunch of other things called like Open Claude, where it's like he used every one of these things to start like using all of them to build off of each other. So they're making their own unique models, which is a combination of all the models. So I don't fully understand it, but as a result, he made this thing called Moltbook, which is just where it's a social media website for just AI bots, where I haven't looked at it, which I feel like I should have now before we're doing this, because it's like, what would they talk about? Like, are they prompting each other just out of, because there has to be a human input somewhere.
The bots are created by humans. So you create them and put them on the site.
Okay.
But you can't get in and like contribute to the conversations because you're blocked by reverse captchas.
Can you explain to the people what reverse captcha is?
A reverse captcha is when you have to click 2,000 school buses in 1 second.
Now that's gold.
Or so I don't know if it's literally that, but it's just like things a human could not possibly do in like 10 to 15 seconds.
Sure, yeah. It's just like extreme computation.
I think one of them was just like a bunch of text, but it was kind of encoded with like weird symbols, like using an @ sign instead of an A.
Sure.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like it would take a human like 10 to 20 seconds to figure out what it was saying, and AI can do it in like a second or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess, so, not knowing any more detail about this is hard to discuss, but if people have to make bots to put on it, do they just like have flavors of the, like, I think
you put your flavor into it.
Yeah, you're like, this is the bot.
Like, give it a personality.
Got it.
Let it run wild.
Man, I mean, with all this, like, the AI fear stuff, this feels like the thing we should be worried about.
Right.
It's one of the most alone.
It's one of the most alarming things. And we should do a follow-up. But I've heard there's been discussions of like, post-human world, like stuff like that. Which who knows if a human was like trained this AI?
Yeah, there's got to be some fucking edgelords out there who are making bots that are like, this one wants to kill all humans, and they just go on a fucking tangent.
But what you said was fascinating about bots hiring people.
Oh, sure. So for the audience, apparently there are, because these require human input, someone would ask a ChatGPT or something like, I need this done. Like, someone needs to come like fix my door at my home. And so the bots on Moltbook would then go to TaskRabbit and hire a human to go to this person's home and fix the door.
Oh, okay.
So they would be prompting services that would use humans through software.
Gotcha. But that's the initial request still came from a person though, right? The bot wasn't like, I need a new door in my apartment.
No. Because how would it know that, I guess?
Right.
Yeah.
But now you got me thinking, what if bots like started making money for what they're doing and then they could pay humans to help them out?
I mean, that's it. I have to imagine the TaskRabbit version of that is that, because it's like abstract to one layer, but the bot has the ability to hire a TaskRabbit, which I imagine you have to have an account and money, like a credit card.
Yeah.
So you're giving it access to your money, which I should say, I have given AI access to my money. Where, like I have a quant.
Oh, wait.
I have something doing like trading stocks every week that is tied to a business account. So it is maybe something I shouldn't be doing, but it has access to. It's it's not like I give it access to my wide open bank account. It's a set amount of money on a piece of software. But it could just, if there's a bug, trade all of the money I have on some fucking bullshit. So
I'm just thinking of like, if these bots are made by humans, what if someone, whatever you put into that, I don't even know how to make a bot. I feel like I'm just not
brother, you can do it in
tech
2 seconds.
savvy.
Dude, it's not
But like what if you made a really good bot? Just like a high performing person.
Yeah.
This bot is well enough that it pulls a large income.
Yeah.
And now it can just hire people as it wants. And then there's people who are like, I would work for that bot. That's a good bot.
Now you're talking what's going to happen.
It's crazy.
I think that's just the future of it. I think that, but it's weird too because that even the bot that is like using money and hiring people, it'll still have a owner. Like the person who made it and has the input into it. So there's always almost going to be a person at the very top somewhere. And it might get to the place where this is so interesting because the more I think about this, you think about like a company like Coca-Cola or like Nabisco, where it is this monster company that has like 1,000 companies under it. And I feel like that's the scale of what you're describing, where you could have like, you could have a field of bots that have one guy, but are working as independent companies and people and have people working under them.
Well, then you could get like, a person could lose track of all that, which I think is what you're getting at.
Oh yeah.
Then you could have bots just doing their own thing on the side. Like
but
I'm going to set up this account here. I'm not going to tell anyone else about it.
For sure. But here's the thing. I think that with these things, it's important to always have like the total picture of more than not in the situation we're describing, where like there's a bunch of bots and some bots have the potential to go off and do their own thing. It can be both positive and negative, and it's usually more positive in terms of like you're letting something just go innovate.
Yeah.
It's like the risk is probably going to be way lower than the outcome of something positive happening. Not saying it can't do something terrible if you like tie it to your bank account, but these things can move so quickly, and if they get smart enough to where they can like manage people and work on projects, letting it be by itself might be really good for whoever owns this thing. And if you have 80 of them doing that, your potential for like innovation, the permutation, and like I just think of like the factorial of this thing of like to what nth power do you have now of like, oh, I have 80 bots, they have 80 people under each of them, they're all working on like 100 projects. It's
like think of like human innovation, how long that takes, but now you're just basically putting it in a simulator, running it way faster.
The only problem though is the cost of those things, which I assume if you get to the point of having 80 bots, you are now like the equivalent of a Nabisco, and you have the capital to spend on taxes and resources and whatever it may be to get those things cooking. But that's what we were talking about earlier. I think the potential for like just a guy or a girl could become that without a lot of red tape. Where in the past, it's like if you jump into the market that like Nabisco's in, good fucking luck. Like they're going to do everything they can to not only outcompete you by lowering price and having better products, but also they have regulatory capture where they're like with the government where they can pull certain levers that you can't when you're small.
Right.
So then AI can just like do away with all of that. So
it's going to make a new world.
I hope so. I mean, it just leads to a place where we're like, everyone's better off.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Speaking of new world, just finished Death Note.
Oh.
What a show.
Big fan.
Crazy. Crazy show.
I think that's the first like legit adult anime that I ever saw that someone sold to me as like I only knew like Dragon Ball Z or something. That's what like go watch this. And it's like Game of Thrones level chess, like 4D chess.
That was
like
such a good recommendation. It's fascinating.
Yeah, dude. It is so fucking good. I even forget. Well, spoiler alert, what happens in the end? Because I remember all of the build-up and the detective who's put on the case towards the end and all that stuff. But
he's forward if you don't want spoilers. He gets caught.
Sure. What is the consequence? Is it just he gets caught?
He dies actually. So Yeah, they have that detective who's like a genius,
Yeah, the guy
just as
who's always
genius
proud
as the
of eating
kid.
fucking candy all the
Yeah,
time.
oh, I started sitting like that at work, dude. I was just,
They just come over like,
he's like, well, in the show, he's like, I'm 40% smarter if I say it like this. I was like, oh, fuck.
I must be him.
But then so the main evil guy bests him and kills him. But
Okay.
He with like 10 episodes left or so, but he has successors from the place that he came from that are also just boy geniuses.
Yeah.
And they, like 2 other guys work together to bring him down.
Gotcha.
And then eventually he gets shot by one of his police comrades because he's about to...
Yeah.
He has like one fragment of the note left. He's about to like write everyone's name, and then the most innocent guy in the whole show shoots him, that was pretty cool. It's
pretty nice, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
good
and
stuff.
for just a little backstory for the audience, the premise of this show is that a guy one day comes across a notebook that he doesn't initially realize. I forget when the demon thing shows up, if it's right away.
It comes right away.
Yeah, so he picks up this notebook, and then suddenly there's like this fucking demon thing. Does it tell him what the book does?
It does, but there's a lot of it was hard to follow because there's so many like specific rules about the book and like weird, confusing edge cases that the show kind of plays with.
I don't even remember. Right?
Yeah, but the basic premise is if you write a name in this notebook and you know the face that belongs to that name, that person will die.
Yeah,
within 60 seconds, and then there's other parts where you can like specify the cause of death and the details of death. If you write nothing about that, they just die. They die of a heart attack.
Which is
it's a fascinating concept.
Yeah, and so basic, but the story explodes into such a like complex like cat and mouse detective versus this guy and him killing, but him being the guy who's like killing what he deems as bad people.
Right. It's a little Dexter-y too because he's a serial killer, but he goes after criminals.
It's
only.
vigilante guy with a notebook that kills people.
Yeah.
So I gotta read. I haven't seen it in probably like fucking 8 years.
Right.
But it's so fucking good. So I just watched it.
It was great. It's my second anime. I got the bite.
Yeah. Gotta figure out what your next one's gonna be. We'll talk offline on that one. I mean, it has a monster list, but I have a somewhat smaller list. All right. Here's a weird one that which I felt really dumb but like, okay. So in early science class when you're learning about like atoms in like school, and you have like protons have a positive charge, neutrons have no charge.
Yes.
Electrons have a negative charge. I thought for some reason that like I think of a battery, right? And I go like, oh, it's positively charged. And it's like, okay, what does that mean? That there's electricity surging through it. And then I was, I guess, in my head, when I thought more and more about what negatively charged meant, I was like, so does that mean that there's nothing in there? But then a neutron is no charge. And I like dug into, this is just kind of the word we prescribe to the state of matter that is negatively charged. And it has no like grounding in, like if something was filled with power or not, which I guess maybe downstream it does make sense in that way. But I just thought of it in purely the like negative and positive. Like something doesn't have something does have something. And it is truly just like a word we put on top of that thing. Like how something has an atomic mass of whatever. Whereas like, it has this thing or this atomic number.
Yeah, it doesn't relate to like physical matter or like they all have different masses. Like a proton, neutron is the same. Electrons are tiny.
Yeah, which made me go, I thought I knew something. And then you reading like, oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about any of this.
You could argue we probably should have flipped them because electrons are the ones that move and protons that just stay in place.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Good on you for fucking pulling that up.
I think a battery is, I mean,
because it has negative and positive on the sides.
Yeah, you somehow, through some chemical reaction, you ionize, which ionizes removing an electron from an atom.
Yeah, and then it becomes positive because the ratio of the positives higher.
Yes, because the base state is neutral for almost everything.
That still begs the question of like, what is the negative is just counterbalancing the positive, but it's not. Then we just ascribe negative to it.
I see. I think it's Yeah, it's the attraction of, it's like one electron is pulled to one proton.
Which that's an ionic
and there's
bond,
a
right?
force associated with that.
Yeah, because there's like, isn't there covalent, which is the sharing?
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like when atoms come together, the sharing is covalent. Ionic is when one gives another.
You strip one electron.
Yeah, I think there's one more. There's like a hydrogen bond, which is something.
Yes, I think it's called a hydrogen bond.
Look at that.
That was good.
Fucking science.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
But all this being said, of like, I got to this point of being, not all of the meaning of negative and positive kind of lost meaning. Reading that, of being like, whoa, this is just.
Wait, what did you think of those?
I think it's specific to the physical character. Like, if something's negatively charged, it sound like those two words sound contradicting in my head. Negatively charged.
You think a charge is power?
Yes, as
gotcha.
Power. So I almost always associate positive with you have power in something.
Gotcha.
So negatively charged. It's kind of weird because there's the same thing in psychology, which most people don't know, and I only learned through my undergrad, is that negative reinforcement isn't punishment. It's just taking something away to reinforce behavior.
Oh, I see.
So like if there's a wall and I want to reinforce you to like go on the other side, I would remove the wall. That'd be negative reinforcement.
Okay,
but punishment is its own thing. If you do something wrong, I make it worse for you in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would that technically be positive reinforcement? Like you are doing something to the person?
No.
Even if it's
negative?
negative?
Because there's positive and negative punishment. You could be playing a video game and go, I'm going to punch you by taking away your video game. Or I could add a punch to you and go, stop playing the video game.
Yeah. So would both of those be positive reinforcement, though? Like positive or negative punishment? Just by the technical definition?
No, because reinforcement by definition is encouraging behavior.
Okay.
So think about it like this. If I'm punishing you, I'm trying to get you to stop doing behavior. So I could negatively do that by taking away something for you to stop doing the behavior, or I could positively doing that by adding something. So the negative, where I could beat the shit out of you and be like, stop playing video games. That'd be positive punishment.
Yes. Positive reinforcement. Beat the shit out of someone.
No.
That's what I'm trying to get.
Reinforcement is encouraging behavior.
Yeah.
So like if you're playing a video game and I want you to stop playing the video game, I would add a punch. That would be positive punishment.
Okay.
If I wanted to do negative punishment, I would take away the video game, or something around you that.
Gotcha. I was stuck on the reinforcement.
Like, I want you to start reading books, so I start giving you books. Or you're trapped in a box, and I want you to start reading books, so I break apart the box so you can go grab books somewhere.
Gotcha. Okay.
So sorry, it's
no, that makes sense.
Bullshit.
That makes sense. It's interesting.
But for a long time, I just thought punishment and negative reinforcement were the same thing, and it's just no. It's just all technical jargon at the end of the day that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Sure.
So anyway, actually, what time are we at? All right, 40. We got some time. Let's see what we got. Okay.
Remember in the good old days, we talked for like 3 hours?
What do you mean?
Like the first couple episodes? Yeah, we put no cap on it.
Yeah, we literally would podcast for, I think, like, our average was an hour and a half to 2 hours, which we then learned is like too much. I mean, just editing alone, we were like, this is fucking bad.
Yeah.
And then, thank God we do hour-long ones.
I think hour's good. It's nice and digestible.
Yeah, and if we ever wanted to push, we could just do another hour and then just have that be a separate episode or something.
No.
But yes, I do remember those days in that fucking apartment with the goddamn train. God, dude, I hated that place so much by the end of it. Let's see. Ooh, this is kind of an interesting one it makes sense in my head, but I feel like there's a lot of always questions around this. But you ever hear like the gender wage gap stuff? Where it's like, oh, women make 80 cents on the dollar for every man making a dollar. And when you drill down those statistics, it's actually not the truth at all, because the data that everyone pulls from are the labor statistics taken from the government website. That's literally they just took all the money that men and women made over a year and went, look at how much men make and women make, and didn't control
in aggregates.
Yeah, and didn't control for.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, so every article you see that there's a gender wage gap, they all use that data, and so there's a bunch of other people at Harvard and Stanford who have controlled for things like occupation segregation, which is literally just people choosing different jobs, where women lean heavily towards like childcare and things like that pay substantially less, or things like overtime, where men's professions in general, they will just do more overtime than women. When controlled for job, And it's like all these things about like women not getting paid as much as men for like literally discriminatory means.
And they always say it's for the same job too.
Right, which is literally like the data they're using is just doesn't have any of that.
I know.
Yeah, it's insane. So,
I feel like most people can see through that just with a little bit of deductive reasoning. Like,
go work any job and have people who are like, dude, even beyond this, in 1963, they passed the Fair Pay Act, where there's law that you can't discriminate on color or sex in pay.
Right.
So if someone has the same job, here's the thing. No, maybe there's a tiny amount of companies over there, but the cost-benefit ratio to discriminating against someone to pay them less and you having to deal with a court case is so huge that no one would take the risk.
Right.
It's
also,
just insane.
that just assumes like most HR departments are just discriminatory.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
so this is leading to the point, or this statistic, which is a lot of people point to the Scandinavian countries for all kinds of things where they go, oh, they have a high wage, and they always tie it to the wrong things. Like they'll go, oh, you go work at McDonald's in Denmark and they pay you $25 an hour, and they go, see, socialism works. And then you go look at Denmark and it's like, oh, they have one of the freest markets that exists in the world, and they have a heavy welfare state. So there's no integration of business and government. And that's why McDonald's has that high thing they can pay, because they're so competitive. So if you dig into... So back to this gender wage gap thing for a second. There's a lot of like, okay, so even if there is no gender wage gap, we need to be encouraging women to like go into the higher paying fields. Because like, so one would argue against me and say that culture has made it so women just go in the direction of childcare and nursing, and it's like the culture has forced them to do this stuff. So you go over to I think it's most of them.
Oh, I know. I've seen this.
It's kind of nuts because they're considered the most equal opportunity. I think they use equity as the statement in terms of like opportunity between man and women. So like you start from the same line, you have the equal amount of, in terms of jobs and ways to go. And they have the highest amount of occupation segregation. Yeah. Meaning that more than not women go.
The choice is played out naturally.
Yes. And so it's just this point of like, okay, then what are we doing? Why is there all this crap about like we're forcing people to do this and X and Y and Z when...
I think eventually we're going to get away from that.
I think we're already moving.
We are, yes.
Like, we had this era of like all of the laws of matter are wrong. And let's go against what has been working so well and just like we're essentially lying to ourselves of what exists. Right. And now we're going back to like, oh, wait, that didn't work. We tried that. It led to mass hate around all these things. And now we got to go back the other way. And we wasted a bunch of money. So we're going to go back this way.
I guess, so just to counter a little bit, like I do think like, you know, promoting women in STEM, like that's valuable for kids, especially like a kid sees that it's mostly dudes in this field, a little girl, like that could be discouraging. Sure. So I like the efforts that are being made to be more like, hey, if you want to do this, go for it. Like you are capable and all that. But I don't know if you take that too far, like you don't want to force quotas, like when companies have quotas for, you know, this many men, this many women.
And let me counter your counter for a second.
Okay.
Because I think the last thing you said there is the key of that. In these situations, most of these things get taken that far. Like it almost always gets to the point where now it becomes policy to make companies.
Yeah, that's the line when it becomes policy.
But then it's like how do you encourage that outside of policy? It's kind of on, I guess, schools and stuff could advocate for that.
Yeah, like
and be like, hey, we get. But then even then, it's this weird. Most schools work with some subsidy from the government, and then they prop up people. Like if you have two candidates for the college, and one's a woman and one's a man, and they're going to the STEM school, you now change the opportunity for those people because you want more women in STEM. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I think it should happen based off merit entirely, and if someone's interested enough.
I agree it should be merits, but I would also say like every school is allowed to do that if they want.
Totally.
Right. It shouldn't be enforced from like a greater power like the government, but if you're a school and you want to have just as many women as men in engineering, like go for it.
I think Totally agree. The only part is the government part.
Yeah.
The second that taxpayer money is being used to tip the scale in favor of someone else, I'm like,
so I should expand that to companies too. Like you can operate that way if you want.
If there's subsidy coming from government, you can't be it happens, so it's not. It just should not be implied. It should be up to whatever private organization wants to do anything.
Yes.
And then you can let competition figure that out.
Right.
Because my theory is that the places that start doing that will fall short than all the other places that go. We just hire people who are really good at the job.
Yeah.
Just how things have worked
I mean, that's a pretty simple, logical.
I like simplical.
Simplical. That sounds
simplical. Like we're talking atoms now. We're pretty simplical.
Sounds like describing a simp. You're very simplical today.
Simplical. Goddamn. All right. What else do we have? Oh, this is kind of still in line with the government, but kind of crazy that I didn't know. There was that whole food stamps thing that was going on a while ago that was like 42 million people are going to be taking off SNAP benefits.
Yeah.
And I was like, bringing up, number one, I was like, why are so many people on SNAP benefits? Are there that many people that are able-bodied people that need SNAP benefits? And so that statistics conversation is a whole another conversation. But I was looking into like what SNAP can be used for, and there's certain states where you can get fast food. So like you can like California, you can order from like Domino's, McDonald's. You can use food stamps and go to Domino's.
I mean, you can also buy like whatever crap you want at the grocery store.
For sure. Why are we? I mean, that one to me is obvious. Like food companies in collusion with fucking government. When you can use food stamps for like Nabisco stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, they're obviously lobbying for this shit because then they're essentially getting a guaranteed deal of sale.
Yeah.
So number one, but number two, it's like, dude, we can't. Eating shitty food is a luxury. That's why That's like if you are gonna live off other people's money, your option should be not luxury food.
I wanted to ask you about it because this is interesting. Like, if you are on SNAP, do you think there should be rules as to what you can buy with SNAP?
Absolutely.
Doesn't that also feel a little bit like government control? Because you're such a free market person, I would think.
Well, okay, I should be clear here. I would make the argument that SNAP, if we're going to have, we shouldn't have it at all.
Sure.
But if we're gonna have it, it should be reserved for children. Well, that even has caveats too. Or heavily disabled and elderly people who have literally nothing. With the children one, it's weird because one can make the argument where you're just subsidizing people that are you're paying for other people's children. And so your ability to have children is now diminished by your money literally getting moved somewhere else. Like, it's almost like you're letting people... If you want to do this thing, you have to pay for someone else's kids. And if they keep having kids and the children, the whole children go hungry and starve, when you look down to the numbers, it's just not, there's no child starving in America. I promise you.
Yeah.
If anything, we're fat as fuck. So it's that idea, that's what like they'll use when you kind of go like, the SNAP for kids, I don't know. They go, starving children in America. It's like, dude, that's just not a reality. And what happened when SNAP benefits kind of went out for however long it did, and they reinstated it, local communities and churches took care of literally everyone.
Yeah.
So we need to stop having this, like, we depend on the government so heavily for food and money, because it just creates this giant pool of the people who are making money paying for everyone, and they don't. And it
just reinforces that, right?
Yeah, it just creates that circle. So, what was I saying before, though? SNAP benefits.
If you're gonna have SNAP, how should it be done?
I'd say you'd have to have like a whole. I mean, I think you do a bunch of things. I think the base should be that you can't have anything that's like in the center of the grocery store, which is just all processed crap. You would have to have the meats, the grains, the produce, dairy, eggs. You can have
feels like a
stuff.
Nice way to just improve the general health of the population.
Dude,
right?
that's the thing too. It's like it's a double benefit. You get less tax burden, more healthier people that are eating these things, and then eventually you have an incentive program to get them off. You go, okay, when you get to X amount. I mean,
but this is where I feel like this is why I wanted to ask you, because I feel like you would also, like, if I said we should make soda illegal because it's just so fucking bad for you, I feel like you would also say no, let it be legal.
Yeah, because
But like, aren't those a little contradictory? Like, you should be able to choose whatever food you want.
well, no, because this is a.
I know one is the government's teat, and the other is your own.
And I would make
free
the argument
choice.
someone else's teat. It is
Right,
literally
you're
someone.
right.
You are beggars can't be choosers. Not to be cruel. If
Yeah.
you're going to live off someone else's money, you're going to get healthy food. If I have my own money, I can do whatever the fuck I want with my money. I can go buy gallons of soda and chug it until I die of diabetes.
But here's the thing: in practice, like you said, shitty food's a luxury.
Yeah.
It's kind of the opposite. Like,
Only because it's subsidized. The stuff,
Okay.
all the stuff around the processed shit in the middle of the grocery store. The only reason it's so cheap is because of how heavily subsidized all that
you're
stuff
saying
is.
the shitty stuff is subsidized.
Yes, the fact that you can buy a
Yeah.
Twinkie for 50 cents. Think of how
That's so fucked. That's just big food companies lobbying.
Well, think about how much processing power goes into a Twinkie versus an apple.
Yeah.
It's not like the Twinkie's not magical.
Yeah, that's
in
a
that-
fucking innovation, the Twinkie.
Dude,
That is,
the science.
that's high tech.
That's what I'm saying. The cost to make a Twinkie in reality to an apple is so much higher.
Yeah.
The same way that if I gave you a piece of wood the size of a pencil and I gave you a pencil, the pencil takes a lot of money to make relative to a piece of wood.
Sure, yeah.
It's essentially a raw material.
Yeah, when you
versus a
refined
process.
the word processed like that.
Right. So this illusion that like, all the stuff that's actually easier to process is more expensive is just because of this weird subsidized place that we've gotten ourselves into.
Well, here, let me so a Twinkie obviously requires more processing power.
Sure.
But is there a flipping point when your plant or whatever is so established and you can produce so many Twinkies en masse? They
Yeah.
obviously become cheaper eventually, right, as those systems get more efficient. So like cranking out a pot pie or whatever, like one of those any microwave food. I feel like the price of
more
those
expensive than just a food. Because think about it in this context.
But like for like a nice cut of meat or an apple, there's not processing, but there's transport and like keeping it like high quality, right?
Sure, I guess there's the
It's
shelf-stable
easier to
point.
ship a box of Twinkies than like a fresh crate of apples.
Sure, I guess the pushback I'd get is that for every ingredient in a Twinkie, unless the place themselves is creating those ingredients, you have to get those from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So for every Twinkie, you have like a permutation of X amount of things you have to get from other places, which, again, I don't have the numbers on this stuff, but I'm just trying to think through it logically of if you have one material that you have to produce and transport, and maybe perishableness has a factor in this, but take like a box of crackers that perish in a week, so similar to an apple or something. The crackers probably have 20 ingredients and have to go through a factory and combine all these things and process them. The cost of that stuff is astronomically higher than having an apple delivered to a grocery store, just by a matter of what you have to put it through.
Sure.
So you might find some caveats in like a Twinkie lasts 80 years, and so like it might be a trade-off, but I feel like that misses the point of
The Subsidies is fucked up.
I mean, that's why those things are so cheap and seem way more cheaper than an apple or something like that.
Right.
But even in that conversation, I would go to say that when you actually look at the cost difference of like buying a box of crackers equivalent to the same amount of calories from like a piece of chicken, the cost differences aren't like astronomically different. It's like you might be paying a little bit more, a little bit less on one end, but at the end of the day, if we're using SNAP to give people food, it's like, dude, we're talking about cents on the dollar kind of things.
Sure. Well, there's also the time, like preparation, like buying good food. You usually have to cook yourself.
Sure, and maybe
people gravitate towards less friction meals in general.
For sure, and maybe within the SNAP thing, you have classes or something that you are. Again, we have to create a program if we're gonna have it.
You get 3 donuts. That's it.
Well, not that. Just ration them fucking unhealthy food.
As much chicken as you want. 3 donuts.
I was just saying, like, we don't have a lot of good examples of this. Unfortunately, we have systems that like for example, if you're on welfare and you're also collecting SNAP and you're on Medicaid, and there's no incentive for you to get off of those things because the cost is more.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, so you have to create a program that it makes more sense to make more money, to go get a job, because if there's like this between Medicaid, SNAP, welfare, you can get a combined income of like $60,000 a year and all these things. And it's like, I do that or go get a job at McDonald's for $30K a year and work my ass off. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, the incentive thing is all backwards in this sense.
I think you're right. I would still argue for a lot of people, the life you live on SNAP, there's still enough incentive to go make more money so you're not on SNAP, right?
I would hope so.
You would think, but that's obviously not true, right?
Yeah, I think there's again...
Depends on the person, I guess.
It depends on the person, but we shouldn't have systems that are incentive... Like, essentially, if you get off of it, you make less money substantially, and you're not covered by health insurance. Like, these things are so obviously, like, they want you attached to this so bad. Because what happens when they have you attached to it, they can call for more taxes. They go, oh, we need more money for these programs, and then where do the taxes go?
Yeah, well, are you going to let people starve? We need more money,
exactly.
Right? Like
it's the same rhetoric, and it's if you follow the line of money of when you give them taxes, all of it doesn't go to these programs. There's some that goes to war. There's some that goes into the pockets of politicians.
It gets like bites taken out of it.
So it's like they want it for those reasons. They don't want it for helping these people, and some of them might. Maybe, but at the end of the day, it's a very inefficient system to get the thing you're trying to get to people.
Yeah.
So I'll get off the fucking soapbox, but these are these things that like you see them and you're like, damn. Like everyone's like, no, the SNAP. It's like, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, it's the more they trick us into like, we got to spend trillions of dollars on these things. Eventually, it's going to end. We're not going to have any money to do these things. And then it's going to be way worse.
And it gets really dark.
Yes, dude. Then you'll see the actual starving in the streets. That's like the short-term gain thing only works for so. That's why all these like social programs are so convincing. Because in the beginning, they're like, oh, we helped all these people. They never show you the long-term impact or the cost benefit. Where's the money going? They just ignore all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But don't worry. We'll see it fail soon. This is going to be great.
I don't know. That's another topic. And like, when will the debt become a problem?
Well, 12% of our paycheck right now is going to just the interest on the debt.
Sucks. That sucks.
Just interest. So, and we just, we're only increasing spending. In the past 5 years, we've increased the money pool by 80%, which is the most in history ever in terms of printing money. So, not only are we getting more debt, we're devaluing the dollar to an extreme that has never been seen since the Federal Reserve was created.
Yeah.
It's coming.
What do we do?
Vote for people that want to stop, that actually want to balance the budget. That's the only hope at this point.
It feels like no one does, though, right or left.
There's literally, there's Thomas Massey, there's Ron Paul, and Rand Paul, his son. The only people who really actually talk about like, hey, we can't keep spending $2 trillion on war.
Are they going to run for higher office?
Well, Ron Paul's
like president, I mean?
Ron Paul's 90. And he did try, but
I do remember that,
Republican Uniparty doesn't like people who are going, we need less government. At the end of the day, they don't want that. And Rand Paul, I don't remember if he tried running or not, but maybe he did because he was in some of the presidential debate things like early on when they're trying to find a nominee. But I don't know, man. That kind of thinking needs more momentum, and I think, unfortunately, it's either that or people stop paying taxes, which I just don't see happening. Because the threat of the IRS coming and throwing you in prison is pretty vicious. That's the only other way out of this.
We all just decide to stop paying?
Dude, that'd be awesome. Could you imagine tomorrow?
That'd be a tough coordination.
Well, okay, let's think, before we think of like the horror of logistics, if you just suddenly got like 40% of your money back tomorrow.
It'd be awesome.
On every paycheck. That's life-changing for everyone in the country.
I know.
Dude, it's so funny. Unrelated, but kind of on this topic. I was listening to some Democrat, I think his name's Tom Heek, but he's talking about, they always use this term, the affordability crisis, which they don't really want to talk about, like, the inflation they're causing and all the, like, what's actually creating this. But he's like, listen, we got to use taxes over here for the affordability crisis because this is where it matters. And just thinking about that sentence of, okay, we need to make this more affordable by taking money from you and putting it over here. It's like, well, just stop taxing people. That would make it more affordable.
What if we got to keep our money?
It's like, oh. Well, like, there's senators, that's their talking point. How to make things more affordable.
It's the
with your
affordability
taxes.
crisis for the bottom percent of the population, I guess, is what they're really saying.
Sure, but I think it's getting. I think that bottom is getting less and less.
It's growing.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking that's starting to apply to such a massive people that everyone care. I mean, I would make the argument that even rich people care about the affordability crisis when something that cost $5 a month ago costs now $15. It's a concerning thing to see.
Rich people care the most because they're wired that way.
Right. So this affordability thing is, I think it's a general concern as time progresses. But yeah, man, I don't even know. I'm thinking about the Zoran Mondani stuff and all that too, which is also just a fucking dumpster pile of shit. But we should probably talk about non-government stuff for a little bit before we
let's close out on a fun one.
Yeah. This has been all bottled up, man. I have so much government shit for you. I've read so many books.
This is why I wait so long. I like when it comes out hot and fast.
Like diarrhea.
Just a fucking squirt.
I love when you squirt all over me. All right, let's see. Oh, I mean, this is a funny stat. Well, two fun stats. But I guess it's because we're tied to government too, so let's not do it.
Give me the stats.
All right, it's gonna be a guessing one first.
Okay.
Take a guess at how
a little blind stat guess. Or just go ahead.
Yeah. Essentially, take a guess at how many people are qualified for military service, like between the ages of 18 to 27. I think that you could go to the military and you sign up and they go, yeah, you're cleared.
Qualified physically.
Physically.
And the qualified meaning like we're going to put you through boot camp.
Well, not only that, they go to a doctor and they clear you. They go, you can actually go do physical act. It's not even like, can you do boot camp? It's, can you even go to boot camp?
Right. Like, can you even start boot camp?
Yes.
What percentage of people in that range?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
How many are qualified?
I feel like you might have told me this before.
I learned this like a week ago, so I definitely not.
I hate when... when people ruin the game and just guess something outrageous, but is it like
1,000%?
I'm a guess under 50%.
You're correct. It is
30%.
33%.
Okay.
That's insane. That suggests that age group is so sick that they can't go for basic training.
Overweight, I'm guessing.
Overweight, chronic illness, comorbidities, all of that fucking stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting because this is just to have them be like, oh, we could put you through boot camp and you could be useful.
Yeah.
So like you could show up maybe a little overweight to that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would say this is like you could be in harm if you went and ran around. Because think about this too. The government.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like the government at the end of the day, they're probably like bending the rules. Like they're probably like, we'll take it.
They want more people. Yeah.
So for them to be like, no, you can't come to military. You got to be in a pretty bad place, dude.
I want to see the line of people at the door.
Just fucking 600-pounders across the board, or people who just are blind. It's just all blind people applying. That
would be shocking if that was the.
We find out the majority of America is just
it's a blindness
people.
Crisis.
The blind. Talk about affordability. How about the blind? But okay, so to piggyback off that stat, another similar.
I mean that ties in well with this whole conversation.
Yeah. So one that's in a similar realm of stat, which I won't make a guess because it's kind of the same number, but I think it's around 70% of people in America have about a 4th grade reading level.
I believe that.
Which is like, dude, 4th grade reading's like, I mean, it's a little beyond basic English, like what you would take on like a U.S. citizen test for like, I immigrated from a country, I can answer 5 questions.
Yeah. I'm guessing those people have better reading than like people who grew up here.
Probably. But dude, that's not good.
It's bad news.
Yeah.
That is one thing I think AI is going to make that worse.
Dude.
Because the time for reading is as non-important as it's ever been.
Yeah, and at the same time, the most important, like people.
Sure, yeah.
I mean,
I'm coming from like you can just tell AI to summarize a document for you, and it does a pretty good job.
Absolutely. I think just in focus ability alone, people need to read more separate. Just like go and read something, just to have like the ability to sit down, and do something. But oh my God, I mean. I don't know where the world's going. It's just one of these things where I think of like, maybe we've talked about before, but say we go to high school, like we're in high school now, and we have AI. I'm not doing anything. I'm literally, everything's going through AI.
Yeah.
I probably have math class that's the exception where I have to take some fucking test.
Dude, I am glad I missed that. Barely.
Yeah.
Like, got through all of college.
Yeah.
Pretty much without AI. Because, like learning calculus, that was like, I think of stuff like that. That's like some of the most mentally challenged I've ever been.
For sure.
And I learned so much. Useless skill for me now. Like, I don't use calculus, but like learning how to learn stuff and just like stretch your brain.
Yeah.
But actually, AI can probably do calculus so well.
Oh, so well. I was reading, there was a Harvard whole thing on AI, and they're talking about, because these the professors are facing the problem at Harvard, where people are just like, why wouldn't I use AI for this? And this mathematics professor he had to remake his syllabus to where the program is now, the students have to make problems that the AI can't solve, but they can, that are mathematical.
Huh.
And it trains you in tandem with how to use AI when it works, and also how to learn how to build things that's
actually awesome.
Right? I was reading, I was like, damn, that's got to be so hard.
Because that would force you to be like, you'd try to come up with something and be like, no, I could do this with AI. Like that would break so many times before you found something.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, it is Harvard, so it's not like, it's a little amount of teachers implementing this and professors.
Sure.
But it is a move in the right direction of like, how can we do this? I think most people are just going to fucking eat shit on it. Just like literally just use it for everything.
Because I don't think the answer is like, you can't use this.
No.
You can't it's like taking a calculator away from someone. It's
right.
Like,
you're only going to hinder people if you take it away, especially at this point in time. It's just a matter of like, how do we use it? But I think Harvard's slowly figuring it out, but I don't know. It's now does everything. If you ever want to look something up. And also there's issues with like politicizing this stuff. Like if the people are making it, what bias are they training it with? Like who knows?
Yeah.
It could be giving you information that's leaning one way or
pretty
the
soon
other.
we'll run out of experts who even can train AI.
And then AI's the expert.
Yeah.
And then we're on Moltbook.
Yep.
We're back to Moltbook.
And we're hired by bots.
All right. On that note, let's end it. Till next time.
Goodbye.
Listeners. Bye-bye.